It's quiet here, too quiet sometimes. The tick of the clock is the loudest sound I notice most mornings. My room is small now, and the sunlight creeps in through the thin curtains. Once, I would have found this stillness unbearable. Now, at 88, it's just the rhythm of my days. My chair by the window is worn smooth by years of sitting. I watch the world from this spot, noticing details I used to rush past. The world outside moves on, fast and noisy, but inside these walls, everything slows down. Solitude is my companion now. Sometimes, I wonder if people realize how loneliness can settle into the corners of a home. It doesn't announce itself with drama. It just fills the empty spaces when the laughter fades and the phone stops ringing. And yet, this silence has a kind of truth in it. It invites me to remember, to feel, and to be honest with myself about the life I've led. 40 years ago, my life sounded very different. My calendar was crowded, always full. There were parties, dinners, and endless invitations. I was the person people wanted at their tables. I barely had time to catch my breath. Back then, I never ate alone. Every evening was a banquet, every weekend a whirl of activity. People laughed at my jokes, called me up for advice, and seemed to light up when I walked in the room. I thought this was what it meant to be truly alive. Looking back, I see how much I craved that noise and attention. I mistook all those busy moments for proof that I was loved and needed. I thought the more people I had around me, the safer and happier I would be. But time has a way of teaching us what really matters. When the music stopped, I began to see things differently. It's easy to mistake a crowded room for a full heart. I did, for decades. There's something dazzling about popularity, like the shimmer of sunlight on water. You feel seen, wanted, important. When you're popular, your phone lights up with messages. There's always someone to call, somewhere to be. But attention is not the same as affection. I didn't know that when I was young. I chased applause and smiles, thinking they would keep the dark at bay. But popularity is a glittering mirage. It vanishes when you reach for it in need. I built my self-worth on shifting sands, never noticing how fragile it was. Only later did I realize that real friendship isn't loud or flashy. It doesn't need an audience. It shows up quietly, especially when the crowds disappear. I remember the year I lost everything. My business collapsed after a string of mistakes. The phone that once rang off the hook was silent. Invitations stopped coming. Worse, a sickness left me in bed for weeks. That was when I discovered who my friends really were. Most of the people I called close melted away. They didn't want to sit with me in my trouble. They didn't return my calls, or offered only polite words before disappearing. But not everyone left. A handful remained, quiet, steady, present. They brought me meals, listened without judgment, and helped me see hope when I couldn't find it myself. In the darkness, these few souls shone like stars. That crisis was painful, but it opened my eyes. When you fall, you see who's really there, and you learn which ties are strong enough to hold. Most relationships in my youth were like sand. Easy to scoop up, but they slipped through my fingers when storms came. But the few real friendships I have now are stone, solid beneath my feet, unshaken by the changing tides. A shallow puddle glitters when the sun hits it, but dries up at the first sign of heat. Deep wells, though, are slow to fill, but they never run dry, even in drought. I learned, too late, that I'd spent years splashing in puddles, ignoring the wells. Banquet tables are beautiful, but warmth comes from a fire you can huddle around. The ones who stay by your side in the coldest nights are worth more than 100 fair-weather friends. Now, I seek depth, not breadth. A single stone in my pocket gives more comfort than 1,000 grains of sand scattered in the wind. Sometimes, I see the younger generations with their phones scrolling endlessly. Their screens are filled with likes, hearts, and followers. It looks like connection, but I know better now. Reach is not the same as real touch. Social media offers the comfort of numbers. It whispers, "You matter. Look how many people care." But 1,000 digital smiles can't hold your hand or listen to you cry at midnight. Online, it's easy to gather a crowd. Harder, though, to find someone who will sit with you in silence when you hurt. We trade real conversations for quick messages. We show our best faces, hide our struggles, and call it friendship. But real love is made in the quiet, messy places, the ones we're too afraid to share. Don't be fooled by the glow of a screen. Real connection is something you can feel in your bones. If I could go back, I would choose differently. I would seek out the deep wells, not the puddles. I would trade 100 acquaintances for one friend who knows my heart. Depth takes time. It's built on trust, on shared pain and joy. It grows when you show up, not just for the parties, but for the hard conversations, the tears, the moments when you have nothing to give but your presence. Breadth is easy. It makes you feel important, but it leaves you empty when the crowd goes home. Depth is harder, but it fills you up, even when you have nothing left. Don't wait until you're old and alone to learn this lesson. Start now. Invest in the few who matter most. Let them see the real you. I spent years trying to be perfect. I thought if I was charming, clever, and strong, people would love me. But real love doesn't come when you're shining. It comes when you're broken, honest, and brave enough to be seen as you are. Vulnerability is like standing bare in the cold, trusting someone to offer you their coat. It's scary, but it's the only way to be truly known. Perfection keeps people away. Honesty draws them close. If you want deep friendship, show your scars. Tell the truth about your failures. Let people see your fears and doubts. That's where love grows, in the valley, not on the mountaintop. Now, at 88, I'm not afraid to be seen. I know my worth isn't in the noise or the numbers, but in the loyal few who stayed. I won't pretend it's easy to fall, but in the valley, where everything is stripped away, you find treasure you never imagined. You find the people who stay, who see you, who love you anyway. Every low point is a chance to grow, to be known, to let go of shallow comfort and seek something real. I write this not to make you sad, but to offer hope. Don't waste your life chasing crowds. The real banquet is in the small, honest circle of those who know you best. Whoever you are, wherever you are, choose to go deeper. Be brave enough to let yourself be loved, and know, even in the quietest room, you are never truly alone.